Callan Diggs here. In a previous video, I talked about 3 ways that a person could create more freedom, which will increase their quality of life, even if they do not have a lot of savings. And I want to expound upon one of the options that I talked about in the previous video, and that is working remotely for a company in your country. Now, if you are an American or Canadian or from another European country, working remotely can offer you the flexibility and also the freedom to be able to work anywhere. You also have kind of what they call geo arbitrage, and where you're making money in your local currency, but you're living elsewhere where cost of living is a whole lot less. So maybe it's still within your country, maybe it is in another country. But let's actually talk about how you can secure a job. Let's give the example. If you're an American, probably most people watching this video are. So there are companies like Hilton Hotels, 1-800-Flowers, Alpine Access, Live Ops. Those are some of the many companies that will hire you to work remotely. Now, all of those companies that I mentioned probably will be customer service jobs, which is by far one of the easiest ways you can get into the remote work world, because it's probably you have worked one, if not a few, customer service jobs in the past, which actually works in your favor because you will have experience to be able to do it remotely. Most of these type of jobs, they'll ask you to, they may require you to have certain specifications regarding your laptop just to make sure it can handle the speed. They may provide you with some type of telecom system so you can take phone calls from wherever you are. Now, the thing about a job like that is it doesn't pay a lot. Typically, it probably pays minimum wage. Maybe slightly more than that. But let's say you're in a country like Mexico. Let's say you're in a country like Cambodia. Let's say you're in a country like, Colombia. It gives you a lot to live on when you consider that the cost of living there is a whole lot less. So that's definitely something to consider. And also, if you are not aware, you could use the foreign earned income exclusion to your advantage, which basically says that if you make up to $102,000 roughly, you don't have to pay any federal income tax. So essentially, you can get a form from the IRS website. Send that form to your employer. Letting them know that you will be working abroad, and they won't withhold any federal income tax from your. They won't withhold any federal income tax for your paycheck, which gives you the ability to increase your net income. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're more specialized and you have other skills that are in demand and typically pay more, graphic design, coding, and you can still and you're able to find a company in your country to secure a job which gives you the ability to work remotely, then that's even better. But just wanted to expound upon that to show you what is possible. If you want more freedom, if you're tired, let's say maybe where you're currently living at, you want to experience maybe another city within your country or maybe another city abroad. working remotely for a company in your country gives you the ability to do so. Perhaps you like to be able to work whenever you want. There's a lot of companies that give you that freedom. You might have to, they might not require you to work a 9 to 5 schedule, but they'll just say, hey, this is the deadline. We need you to get the work done. And if you live in multiple times, if you live in a different time zone, you definitely will have that flexibility. And then the cost of living. Just imagine how better you can live. Typically, if you're making minimum wage or slightly above that, you're not living very luxurious in the U.S. or in your country. But if you could take that income and live in another city in your country that has a significantly lower cost of living, or abroad, in which many countries is a whole lot cheaper. Again, just imagine how well you can live. It's my intention to help you reach the finish line. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Be happy to see you leave a comment. If you want to reach the finish line, you can start by going to reachingthefinishline.com. And until next time, I hope you're reaching your finish line.